really. Nothing more than 3 colours and your black and your white. Okay, so I'm going to pick up some of this yellow. Okay, and I'm just going to start round about here, like so. I'm going to leave a spot where the sun's going to be. Now, it's not directly in the middle. Okay, it's slightly off to one side. Okay, and pretty low on the horizon as well. Okay, so the horizon line we're going to probably want about there. So the sun's going to be just about there, right? Okay, and now we're going to have to paint over that. But we've only got a little bit of colour to go with today, so that's what we'll use. Okay, so just a little bit of colour in there. All right, a little goes a long way. We'll throw some down here. Don't worry about the sun part on here just yet, because we're going to hit this with a palette knife and other things. So brushes wise, we're just going to use a 2-inch brush. We'll use a fan brush, a liner brush. We might use a filbert brush as well. Okay, but I'll let you know if I pick them up. All right, so I'm going to coat the whole, well, not the whole thing, but most of the thing in yellow. Like that. In fact, go over the little sunny part just there, because we're going to put some more white back in there eventually. Okay, so like that. Gonna have some water down here, some silhouetted trees and stuff like that. And again, so we'll pick up some of this raw sienna. So again, it's like a mustardy colour. It's a very neat colour, and it's almost, I think I'd say it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit darker than yellow ochre, that's all. But not much, okay? Not much. Not much darker. You could almost get away with the yellow ochre. As somebody's riding past on a massive motorbike. Right. Sounded like an aeroplane taking off then, didn't it? Right, so there we go. So we've just got that in place. And again, we'll use that down here as well. No effort at all. Just push some of this colour right into the fabric of the canvas. Of course, because the linseed oil's on there, it makes it easy to move the paint and blend the paint and smooth it out, and tone it down, and whatever you want to do with it. There we go. So can you just see where these colours are? We have got more paint there, which makes it look darker, but it's not. It's just it's the same paint. All right, just go over the whole thing now, like that, and I'm going to get a bit of red. Just a touch of red into that. In fact, maybe that's a bit too much. And I'm going to mix it into the yellow and the sienna. And maybe grab a bit more of the yellow. So it's got a nice browny orangey colour. Just like that. Just on this brush. And this brush had the linseed oil on as well. Now I did wipe it on a paper towel. And if you're going to use paper towels, don't use kitchen cloth or anything like that. You need these things. These are for drying your hands on, really. In the catering industry and stuff like that, it's lint free, so you don't get any of the fibers from the cloth on there. There we go. And the kind of, well, you just use them once and throw them away rather than using a rag. I do have actually a rag here which I can just wipe on if I need to. Hardly use that. Okay, just put a little bit more of that colour just down here, like so, and maybe a little bit. We're going to have some dark silhouetted stuff down there as well. Fill that little bit in. No white showing yet. Okay, now just tease that together. Really push it together. Now this is why you need a big heavy brush. Now these aren't brushes that you would paint your doors with or your walls or anything like that. These are actually artist brushes, so they are natural hairs on there. Right, go across like that. Bring it all together. Right, now I'm going to put that brush to one side and get another one. The same kind of brush, 2-inch. We'll have 2-inch brush Make sure there's nothing on it. No, there's nothing on it. I'm going to grab a bit of white. Okay, just a bit of white, and I'm going to put it in there. Just tap the corner, a bit of white, and then just tease it out to the sides. I really want to darken this lot off. So to darken this lot off, I'm going to lighten that part, yeah? Okay? So just darken it off, smooth it around, and go for it, go for it, go for it. Now you may notice there might be a few midges throwing around in the sky. I've got a pond just outside the door, and sometimes these mosquitoes get in here. So if you hear me go, ow, I've been bit by a mosquito. It's mosquito season, folks, where I am. Well, just emerging from the pond. Anyway, right, so again, just like that, and I'm going to now just take same brush, okay, just a tiny bit of black, and we'll hit that sienna as well. So a browny, blacky colour, and I'm just gonna hit the corners, just ever so gently there. Darker the corners, the lighter and more drive it as to the focal point, which at the moment will be the sun. Okay, and maybe down here as well, we'll put a bit of darkness down there. Not too fussed down here just yet, but just for the purpose of the composition, we'll add that in. Okay, and then just tease all those together as well, like that. Pretty neat, yeah? Pretty neat. And that's why you need the linseed oil. I use linseed oil. I find it a little bit easier to work with than the liquid clears and liquid whites and all that lot. Magic whites and stuff. And I think we've got his background material already involved. Right. Let's put sun. We're going to have a sun there. It's going to reflect down there. We may do a finger painting in a minute. Okay. But let me just grab, excuse me for turning my back, my brushes are over there. We've got this big massive filbert brush. It's basically it's 1-inch brush, but it's been rounded over. Okay, we are going to take black, and we're going to take that sienna colour. Okay, and a bit of red. Now if you use yellow ochre and black, it may turn a slight touch of green, but then again, it might not. Okay, and I just want some things just down here. All right, now get the brush, get your paper rag, and just wipe it on there. Right, wipe a lot of the excess off, and we'll start somewhere about here, like that. And then we can work towards the light spot as the less paint is coming off the brush. Okay, and because the brush is rounded, it'll give all the indications of some little tree kind of effects, foliage and stuff, and you don't really have to really work about it. Okay, taller you want your trees go up, but I don't want them that tall, not yet. We'll make them tall down here. We don't want them tall just yet. Okay, so keep it in that. Maybe grab a bit more paint as we come towards the edge of the canvas. Float it around like so. The same on this side. We will just put a little bit of something here and there and there and here. Just like that. Oh, easy peasy, yeah? Easy peasy. Okay, let some of that sky show through as well. Now, what you can do is just go straight into the black, just like so, and then just take and put a little bit of a darker spot every now and again. Just a bit of a darker spot. Well, something there as well. It's so simple, this. I like in the colours though, they're nice and warm. Boy, it's been cold at times today. But anyway, right, so there we go. So we've got a little bit of something in there, like so. Get the brush. This one's just had the paint on, so it doesn't matter too much. I'm just gonna move that about Just move it about, side to side. Side to side. Now try and keep your strokes parallel to the base of the canvas. Okay. Pull some of that down. Might not hardly have any to pull down. What you're seeing actually on the canvas there is the staining of the paint rather than big lumps of paint on there that we can manipulate. There we go. So we've got basically a nice little, you know, herd of trees. Okay, just tease them up maybe if you need to, just like that. Right, let's work a little bit. Do we want to put the sun in now? Now I've got that in place, I can put the sun in. Yes, definitely. Right, so white paint, finger. Okay, and where's the sun going to be? It's going to be there. Okay, and then just roll it around like so. Nice circular motions like that. Okay, and our reflection is going to come straight down there. Okay, like that. Wipe your finger off. Okay, get paint everywhere, you know. That's why you need an apron. All right, now then, let's work a little bit forward. Now we've got that in place, so we can make it a tiny bit darker. Okay, so this is sienna mixed in with that black. We're just going to use just black. Okay, and whatever dirty colours we've got on the brush. Now then, without putting paint on my nose, I'm going to start off here, I think, and push up. Push up, sideward strokes. Sideward strokes will create lots of different things on this bit of ground, whatever we call it. All right, push up. Let the colours show through. And again, there with a bit more, bit more, bit more. So the more paint you put on, the darker it will look. And obviously it'll give you a bit more texture when the painting is dry. There we go. So we've got that in place there. Okay, that was quite cool, so we'll do it again. Yeah. No, we won't. I think we need to put some reflections in this water first. Before we put anything up there, just grab and we can pull this down. Straight down. Just straight down, because we put plenty of paint on. It will move. It will move. Hardly put any paint on there. In fact, it could be almost dry, that. And then gently across. Gently across. There. We're going to add a few things onto this, but I think that looks pretty cool as it is. Okay, now we've got that in place. We'll add another one, I think, here. Really push. So it's the side of the brush. So load it full of paint. And this is just black paint now. And just fill this area in like that. And because, again, the natural bristle, I don't know how you say it. It's a natural, oh, come on. Because it's a good brush, it will create all those little effects that we like. Yeah, there we go. I got around it somehow. Somehow I got around it. Right, okay, let's take a palette knife. Okay, let's take a palette knife. And even though it doesn't look clean, it is, folks, it is. In fact, where's my little one? Yeah, we'll use this one for the big stuff. Okay, so just get some white and a touch of yellow. Just a small smidgen of yellow. Don't want much. Okay, and just mix them together. Now, you can use liquid white here. It does flow off the knife a little bit easier. But I'm just using the titanium white straight off the palette. Okay, and then we'll just put a little bit of a waterline in there. And we can creep this back. Now, what I'm doing is I'm keeping the palette knife flat and parallel to the base of the canvas. But I am coming down the canvas, if that makes sense. So it will have like a little bit of an angle towards that sun. And I want less of a waterline back here. Could have done that before we put on some of this stuff, but hey ho, it doesn't really matter. Okay, down there a little bit. I don't want it pure white. Okay, That's why I put a little bit of yellow colour in there. There, like so. And keep cutting in if it gets too strong for you. Right, I think I may change to the small knife. Gives me a little bit better control. And again, we'll take some of this white, little tiny touch of the yellow, and mix it together. So probably about 10 parts white to 1 part yellow maybe, but you'll just get the feel for the paint and do whatever you want to do. Right there. And we're just going to plough on a nice big ripple. So we'll start off there, and I'm using just the nib or the point of the blade of the knife there, and just work yourself side to side. And the thicker you put this on, it will create a natural little shadow under the paint, which will look like a shadow in the water, if that makes sense. And of course, we want to come wider, so again, this is pointing towards the sun. So really plough that paint on, and when it dries, again, lots of texture, lots of texture. There we go. So we're getting wider there. A bit more, a couple of ripples out here as well. There. Really just plough it on with a knife. I was going to have it all across here, but I think that looks pretty cool actually. That the bank. Right. So we've got that in place. Now you can take that same colour, just wipe off the knife, push, and just get a little bit on the edge, and you can put a couple of little ripples here where the old trout has jumped out of the water, you know. There we go. I'm not going to put anything on this because I'm going to put a tree on there too, to start with, and some big grasses and stuff like that. So let's get a fan brush. I said we're going to use a fan brush, so we'll get a fan brush. Okay. I'll make sure it's nice and dry, washed out and nice and dry. And to that, I'm going to get a bit of linseed oil. Again, we put linseed oil up here already, so we can use it in the composition. And I'm just going to load this brush full of just black paint. There we go. Right, so where shall we start? We'll start about here, and we'll pull down, tap all the way down to there. Okay, and of course we'll need a little bit of reflection of that, so we'll put that there, put that there. Okay, and we'll put another one on, maybe a little bit of a crooked one. I want one on there as well, so I'm going to work in threes. It looks better in threes, I think, so I'm going to get a bit of a taller one there. So again, nice and fuzzy there, and that's got a bit of a crook in there, so we'll put a bit of a crook down in the water. Again, we'll distort that in a second. And finally, we'll have a nice one somewhere there. Oh, got a bit of a boomerang, banana-shaped tree. Okay, so down we come. Just tap, 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 tap. All the way there. So we've got three. Right, keep going. It's got nice, it's a bit of tiny amount of linseed oil. And we're just going to hit this with the corner of the fan brush and just flick up a little bit. So, up. Like that, side to side. Miss a bit, push out a bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. I hope you can see that. I hope my arm ain't getting in the way. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. Remember, this is a hazy, sunny afternoon, or maybe evening time. Okay, you need to put more paint on now as we come in. Down, of course, all this dark stuff here, so put a bit more paint on that and make it look a bit darker, a bit more texture, and use the whole of the face of the brush as we come down here like so. So we've got a nice big kind of evergreeny kind of tree that's there, and again we'll just put some of this into the reflection like so. Don't have to go too crazy because we're going to hit that with a big brush fairly shortly. But it wants to be something like, yeah. And same again on this one, little tiny strokes to start with, from side to side, and then hit up, push up, or push down. You might want a tree that looks like it's hanging down. Now one that's going upwards today. And this one, so simple. This wet and wet is so simple. Anyone can do it. Okay, a little bit of something down here, like that. And that'll darken this corner off, which will draw your attention over there. Okay, let's get on to the other one. Plenty of paint. Now this is going to be difficult because I'm sideways on. That's how I did that, but still, you get trees that look a bit silly in nature, or comical, shall we say. They're not silly, are they? They're not silly. Even little things like this look more organic and more natural. So don't stop it. Don't fight it. Don't take it off. Make it look natural. Okay, and like down we come, over the water line, and we go out there like so. Load the brush, bit more paint. Keep going, fill this bit in, fill that bit in. There, like so. I'm just going to hit all that, I think. I'm just going to hit all that. With some of that dark colour. There we go. Again, it's a silhouette. It's a silhouette. Okay, let's go back to the brush just for these. And again, just pull those down. Just very gently. No real pressure. Just pulling them down till we get them to what we like. The desired likeness we want. And then to the side. There. Like that. I'm going to take that and give it a bit more of a push. Out there like that. And maybe a ripple that way. Yes. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. Okay. Let's put some water down here. Okay. So that same colour. Just off-white with a touch of cad yellow in there. And maybe the bigger knife might have been better for this, but hey ho, we don't know. We'll just put a bit of reflection in there. Sorry, not reflection. What is it? Waterline. That's it. And again, it's not perfectly flat straight out. I'm coming towards us, so it's going to be narrower here. So yeah, narrower there and wider there, if that makes any sense. Only just, it might only be a fraction, you know, quarter of an inch or something like that, but it is. It's there. Right. There we go. A couple of ripples just cut through the dark paint there. That's really catching the sun. There's something over here like that. Finished painting is almost with us, but we're going to add a few other things. Why am I putting a waterline there, Dan? I don't know why I even put a waterline there. Well, I can't even see that side. Anyway, let's clean the knife off. You caught that on camera, yeah? Losing the plot. Okay, right, up we come. Just sharpen these points out. Okay, you could even just do a few more little sticks coming up there like that. Let's sharpen that point. It's got a little bit of a curve to it, and we'll leave that one. I think we'll leave that one, but we'll put. You can hardly see that. The indication of a tree trunk. Point of the knife, and you can scrape in some sticks, twigs, and stuff that live down in the undergrowth. And same on here. Just a few like that. And let's get a liner brush. Let's get a liner brush. Okay, cleaning out. A lot of oil. Linseed oil for me, my friends. Linseed oil. And all I'm going to do, once we've got it fully loaded, just drag it across the paper towel again. And that'll take any unnecessary excesses off. Okay, I'm just going to put a few in there. Okay, and a few around there. Just some grasses that live out here. And I don't want many on that part, but I might have a fair few on this part. You know, the part that I can't see. Okay, and just lift it up like so. Give it a bit more down there. nice big pampas grasses or reeds or whatever. Yeah, there we go. We've got a little bit of paint on the end, and we can put a few dots of some flowers or seed pods or whatever is out here. You know, none of them all. But notice how they're all facing that way to draw your eye to the center, and same on this way. Not every single blade, but majority of them are facing in the direction I want the viewer to look. Okay, that makes a bit sense. Probably not. I don't make much sense sometimes. Okay, put a few seed pods on there, like that. And we'll probably pull a few down into the reflection. Okay, a couple more up there, and a couple more down there. Just take the brush, gently go with it. Remember, it's got a little bit of thinner in it, oil in it, so we don't want to go too crazy with the blending, or else it'll just turn into mush. And there we go. I think we've done it, folks. I think we've got a nice little painting. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this one, please hit the like button. If you give it a go, send me a photograph of what you do, because I'd love to see your work. Please remember to subscribe, leave me a nice big comment, channel memberships. You know what to do, folks. But until next time, take care of yourself, stay safe, happy days.